Welcome back to the House of Wisdom. In our last episode, we witnessed the fall of Damascus and the political earthquake that echoed from Medina to the Levant. The great Caliph Abu Bakr passed away, and the new ruler of the faithful, Umar, issued his first decree, the dismissal of the undefeated Sword of Allah, Khalid bin Al-Waleed. Yet, displaying a discipline that transcends human ego, Khalid stepped down, becoming a soldier under the gentle and pious Abu Ubaidah. We saw the Muslim army push deeper into Syria, taking Emesa and pushing the Romans to the brink. But empires do not surrender their jewels without a final, apocalyptic struggle. The Byzantine Emperor Heraclius realizes that sending separate armies to be destroyed piecemeal is a failed strategy. He decrees a total, empire-wide mobilization. He gathers a colossal force of up to 150,000 men, Greeks, Slavs, Franks, Armenians, and tens of thousands of Christian Arabs form a seemingly unstoppable juggernaut. They are commanded by Mahan, the imperial commander-in-chief, with the Arab auxiliaries led by Jurjah bin Al-Waleed, the towering Ghassanid king. Their mission is not just to push the Muslims back, it is to annihilate them, to sweep them into the sea in a massive, overwhelming wave of steel. Khalid bin Al-Waleed, though no longer the supreme commander, remains the operational brain of the Muslim army. His intelligence network, the Eyes of the Desert, brings terrifying news. The Roman Leviathan is moving in a grand pincer movement designed to trap the scattered Muslim core. Khalid realizes the danger instantly. If the Muslims stay spread out, attempting to hold the cities they have conquered, like Damascus and Emesa, they will be swallowed alive. He goes to Abu Ubaidah and advises a deeply unpopular but tactically brilliant move: abandon the cities. They must consolidate the entire army into one single strike force and fall back to a terrain of their own choosing. Abu Ubaidah agrees, and what happens next is one of the astonishing events in military history. Abu Ubaidah gathers the citizens of Emesa, primarily Christians and Jews, and returns the Jizya tax they had paid for Muslim protection. He tells them, "We are not able to help and defend you. You are now on your own." To this, the Christian and Jewish citizens, moved by such unprecedented justice, reply that the Muslim rule is dearer to them than the oppression of their former Roman masters. I want to ask you, how many conquering armies in the history of the world willingly return the wealth of a captured city simply because they can no longer honor their end of the bargain? Let me know your thoughts on this level of military ethics in the comments below. The Muslim army, numbering roughly 40,000 men, falls back and concentrates at the Plain of Yarmuk. To understand the absolute carnage that is about to unfold, you must understand the ground. The Plain of Yarmuk is a massive tactical trap. It is flat, sloping gently from north to south, ideal for cavalry maneuvers, but it is bounded by terrifying geographical features. On the western edge yawns the Wadi ur-Rakad, a deep, sheer ravine with precipices dropping 1,000 feet. To the south runs the deep canyon of the Yarmuk River. If an army is pushed into this corner, there is no escape. Realizing that this battle will require a master of total war, Abu Ubaidah makes a decision that secures his legacy as a man of absolute humility. He officially hands over supreme tactical command of the battle to the demoted Khalid bin Al-Waleed. Khalid wastes no time. He instantly restructures the Muslim army. He anchors the left wing under Yazid near the Yarmuk River and the right wing under Amr bin al-As. The center is commanded by Abu Ubaidah and Shurabil. But Khalid's masterpiece is the creation of the Mobile Guard, an elite, heavily armed cavalry reserve of about 4,000 riders. He positions himself with this guard behind the center, ready to plunge into any breaking line. Opposite them, Mahan deploys his massive force over a 12-mile front. He places the mobile Christian Arabs at the front as a skirmish screen. On the Roman right stands the army of Gregory, where 30,000 heavily armored infantrymen have linked themselves with iron chains. These chains, in 10 men lengths, are a terrifying proof of unshakable courage, demonstrating their oath to die where they stand rather than take a single step backward. Pause and picture this: 30,000 men chaining themselves to form an unbreakable iron wall. Do you consider this a tactic of supreme bravery or a fatal mistake that removes all battlefield mobility? Share your tactical analysis in the comments. The morning stillness is thick. The two armies stare at each other across the plain. The tension is almost unbearable. Suddenly, a figure detaches from the Roman center. It is a high-ranking Roman general named George, known in the Arabic chronicles as Jurjah bin Budhiyah. He rides his heavily armored warhorse slowly into the no-man's land between the two sprawling armies. He halts, but he does not draw his sword. He calls out, demanding to speak with the commander of the Arabs. Khalid bin Al-Waleed rides out to meet him. They stop their horses neck to neck. The Roman general looks intently at the legendary Muslim commander. George speaks, "O Khalid, tell me the truth and do not deceive me, for the free do not lie and the noble do not deceive. Is it true that God sent a sword from heaven to your prophet, and he gave it to you, and you never draw it against anyone but they are defeated?" Khalid replies, "No." George asks, "Then why are you called the sword of Allah?"
Khalid explains, "Allah sent his prophet among us. Some of us believed in him, and some of us fought him. But then Allah guided our hearts, and we submitted. The prophet then prayed for me and said, 'You are a sword from among the swords of Allah.' Thus I became the fiercest against the disbelievers." George falls silent, absorbing the profound sincerity of the man before him. Then he asks, "O Khalid, to what do you invite us?" Khalid says, "To testify that there is no God but Allah, and that Muhammad is his slave and messenger, and to believe in what he has brought from Allah." George questions further, "What if someone does not accept this?" Khalid replies, "Then the Jizya tax, and we shall protect them." George asks, "And if they refuse?" Khalid answers simply, "Then the sword." George looks at the small, outnumbered Muslim army, then back to Khalid. "What is the position of one who enters your religion today?" Khalid says, "In our faith there is no difference between the first and the last. The one who comes today has the same reward, the same obligations, and the same honor before Allah as those who came first." Right there, in the deadly quiet of the no-man's land, under the watchful eyes of 190,000 soldiers, the Roman general George makes his decision. He turns his horse and aligns it next to Khalid's. He recites the declaration of faith. The imperial general of Rome defects, not for gold, not for power, but for the profound truth he found in the words of his enemy. He rides back to the Muslim lines alongside Khalid. Hours later, he will die fighting for his new brothers. This is a moment unmatched in the annals of war. A top-tier enemy general changing sides based entirely on a theological conversation moments before a clash of civilizations. If you are captivated by these hidden dramatic depths of historical battles, make sure you hit the subscribe button and join the House of Wisdom community. Let me know below if you know of any other historical defection as dramatic as this. The time for talk is over. The parleys are finished. The Roman commander-in-chief Mahan orders his vanguard forward. The earth begins to shake as the massive chained legions of the Byzantine Empire begin their methodical, crushing advance. The Battle of Yarmuk has begun. Next time on the House of Wisdom, we enter the meat grinder. We will witness the brute force frontal assaults, the breaking of the Muslim lines, and the terrifying wrath of the Arab women who turn the tide of battle with wooden tent poles. Do not miss Part 2, The Wrath of the Women.